Welcome to a brand new episode of Picks with Rich. I am Rant and Rich, and as always, I want to thank you for watching the show today. UFC 224 is going down this Saturday, May 12th, 2018 in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. UFC has not been to Brazil since February. Now, when I think of Brazil, I think of Carnival, soccer games, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, beautiful beaches, and of course, all the legendary MMA fighters that have come out of Brazil, including Amanda Nunes. And that is exactly who's going to be headlining the main event come Saturday night. Champion Amanda Nunes is going to be taking on contender Raquel Pennington for the 135-pound title. Also at co-main event, we have Jacare Souza. He's going to be taking on Kelvin at 185 pounds. Should be a good one. All right, guys, so if I'm being completely honest, this does not seem like the most exciting fight that the UFC's ever put on, obviously, especially for a pay-per-view event. I think it would have been better on Fox or FS1. I mean, I don't know. I'm just judging book by its cover, I guess. We'll see how the pay-per-view numbers are after the event. Either way, I'm still going to be watching. We're still going to be doing the competition, so hopefully it'll be a good one. So for this event, we're going to have the regulars, Mr. Willie J out of Boston, Massachusetts, Sega Genesis out of Denver, Colorado, and myself, Rant and Rich out of Southern California. We're all going to be going head-to-head. Of course, currently, Sega Genesis is on top. He holds the title. He holds the PWR belt. And he holds the crown. He is king of all picks currently, but that could all change after Saturday night. So if you haven't seen the show before, here are the rules and regulations. Okay, so those are the rules and regulations of the show. That's the point system. Now, you may have noticed some things have changed. Well, not so much changed, but we added an extra bonus. This is going to be a parlay of the night, we're going to call it. Now, it's going to be 2 or more fighters. Say there's 15 fighters. I'm not sure exactly how many are on this card, but say there's 15 fighters on this card. Anywhere between 2 and 15 fighters you can pick. The only trick is that if you hit the parlay, that's great. You get all the points. They're going to be 5 points per fighter. But if you lose the parlay, then those points are going to be subtracted from your score. Now, we've never done this before. Usually, if you lose, then nothing happens to your score. And if you win, you get the points. This time is going to be a little tricky. So I'm actually going to be running that down at the end of the show. So make sure after the odds and everything's done, you listen up. Because parlay of the night, that's a more realistic bet. That's something that we would do if we were actually going to bet our own money on the event. So look out for that. And all 3 of us, again, are going to be doing that for extra bonus points. All right, so that's that. Let's get right into the picks. Okay, so let's start with the first fight. Again, I'm going to be reading off my picks along with Sega Genesis. At 185 pounds, we have Vitor Belfort versus Lyoto Machida. Belfort is coming in as the underdog at a plus 225. Belfort is 26-13 in his professional career, 15-8 in the UFC. He's coming off of a big win against Jake Marquardt back in June of last year. Now, Vitor, I don't know how much fuel he has left in the gas tank. He is 41 years old. Age may play a factor. He's getting up there. You can't ignore that. Even though he's coming off of that win against Jake, which was fantastic, before that, he fought Kelvin and technically lost. The fight was overturned because of the whole marijuana thing. It was overturned into a no contest. So on the books, it's almost like they didn't fight. But technically, he did lose that. In 2 fights before that, he lost by knockout. Now, again, 41 years old, your brain's getting rattled around in your skull. There's only so much abuse that your brain can take. So I don't know how much he has left in the tank. I don't know how many more fights are on his contract, any of that stuff. Now, I will say you can't completely count him out, though. I said that about David Branch a couple weeks ago, and David Branch comes out first round with a KO win. So can't base it off of that, but it'll be interesting to see how it goes. And again, Lyoto Machida, he's no spring chicken either. He's coming in as the favorite in this one, a minus 265. Machida is 23-8 in his professional career, 15-8 in the UFC. He's coming off of a decision win against Eric Anders back in February of this year. Before that, though, he's coming off of 3 losses, including 2 knockouts. So he's another one that I'm not sure how much he has left in the tank, but it's pretty evenly matched. It's pretty well matched, so I got to give it to the UFC. Either way, I think Lyoto Machida, he's going to win by decision. Sega Genesis is going to take Vitor Belfort, and he thinks he's going to win by KO, TKO. So second fight at 135 pounds, we have John Linacre versus Bryan Kelleher. Linacre is coming in as the favorite at a -240. Linacre is an experienced guy. He's 30-8 in his professional career, 11-3 in the UFC. He's coming off of a decision win against Marlon Vera back in October. Only 3 losses in 6 years. I think he's doing fantastic. He's doing really well. Now, if you guys remember, he was supposed to fight UFC 219, but he had to pull out because he was having, I guess, tooth issues, or it was some type of dentist work he had done. So I'm sure he's pretty much over that. I don't think that's going to play a factor. Bryan Kelleher, on the other hand, got to look out for him. He's not as experienced. He's coming in as the underdog at a +200. He's 19-8 in his professional career. Only 4 fights in the UFC. He's 3-1. He has a win against Renan Barão. Renan Barão is not the Renan Barão of old. And with that being said, I'm going to take John Linacre. I think he's going to win by decision. And Sega Genesis has the exact same pick. He thinks he's going to win by decision also. Third fight at 115 pounds, we have Mckenzie Dern versus Amanda Cooper. Dern's coming in as the favorite at a -230. She is 6-0 in a professional career. She made her UFC debut back in March with a win over Ashley Yoder. It was a split decision, and I guess it could have went either way, but I definitely had Ashley Yoder to win. The judges didn't see it the same way, I guess. You know, you have someone like Mckenzie Dern with this huge name before she even gets in the UFC, huge prospect. I can see why she won. I'll just leave it at that. She's going to be taking on Amanda Cooper. Amanda Cooper is the underdog at a +190. Cooper is 3-3 in a professional career, 2-2 in the UFC. She's coming off a win also, Angela Magana, back in December of last year. Personally, I think Dern's going to get it done. I say she wins by submission. And again, Sega Genesis has the exact same pick. He thinks she's going to get it done by submission also. Co-main event, we have Ronaldo Jacare Souza versus Kelvin Gastelum at 185 pounds. Souza's coming in as the favorite on this one, -145. He's 25-5 in his professional career, 8-2 in the UFC, so he's got a pretty good record in the UFC. He's coming off of a head kick KO win against Derek Bronson back in January of this year. He's looking good. He was out for a while, and people were talking a lot of smack about him. And he came off of those losses before that, but I think he had some time to really energize himself, and he's back. He's back to win it all. Kelvin Gastelum, on the other hand, he is a underdog at a +125. He's 14-3 in his professional career, 9-3 in the UFC. He's also coming off of a KO win against Michael Bisping back in November of last year. I think Kelvin Gastelum is a young guy. He's had some trouble recently. He's been on a slippery slope, but with that KO win, I think that gives him the confidence. I'm going to take him by KO, TKO, and again, exact same bet. Sega Genesis is going to take Gastelum also by KO, TKO. Main event, we have, again, Amanda Nunes taking on Raquel Pennington at 135 pounds. Amanda Nunes is currently the champ, and she's also the favorite in this one at a -660. She's 15-4 in her professional career, 8-1 in the UFC. She beat Valentina Shevchenko back in September, so she has not fought in a while. She's coming off of 6 straight wins, looking fantastic in Brazil, but she's going to be taking on a fearless contender in Raquel Pennington. Raquel Pennington's a good size underdog in this one, which she probably should be, coming in as a +480. She is 9-5 in a professional career, 6-2 in the UFC, coming off of 4 straight wins. She beat Miesha Tate back in November of 2016, so she has not fought in a while. Ring rust definitely gets me nervous about taking her. So actually, I'm going to take the obvious, I guess, in this one, Amanda Nunes. I'm going to take her by KO, TKO. And once again, Sega Genesis is going to take the exact same bet. He's going to take Amanda Nunes by KO, TKO. Now, with that being said, I don't want to rain on Raquel Pennington's parade. I think she can get it done. She's going to really have to dig for this one, though. Amanda Nunes she's just too tough. She's on another level. But this is the fight game, and I say it all the time. Anything can happen. So I would not be surprised if she did take the win. All right, so we have Mr. Willie J calling in to give his picks. He's on the line. What's up, Mr. Willie J?
Hey, what's going on?
Nothing much, man. You ready for the event? UFC 224 going down this weekend.
Hey, it's going to be a great event.
All right, so let's start from the beginning. Vitor Belfort's taking on lyoto Machida. Who do you got?
For that fight, I'm going to take Machida by decision.
All right, so next up we have John Linacre versus Bryan Kelleher. Who you taking?
For that one, I'm going to take Linacre by decision also.
All right, third up we have Mckenzie Dern versus Amanda Cooper. Who you taking?
I'm going to take the favorite. I'm going to take Mckenzie Dern by submission.
All right, co-main event we have Jacare Souza versus Kelvin Gastelum. Who you taking?
I'm going to take Souza by submission as well.
All right, you see how I try to put the accent on it, right? The twang.
That's good, man. That's cool. That's a cool accent.
I think I butchered it, but that's all right. Main event, we have Amanda Nunes versus Raquel Pennington.
I'm gonna take the favorite Amanda Nunes by TKO on this fight as well.
All right, so there you go, Mr. Willie J. Your bets are in. Now, how do you feel? I know you haven't held the belt, you haven't had the crown quite yet. You've come close. Are you feeling any more confident on this event than usual, or is it kind of the same thing?
Well, this is a small lineup that we're picking right here. So, you know, I'm feeling pretty confident this week. You know, hopefully I can get the W this week.
Right, yeah, it should be a little closer, and hopefully that bonus parlay might help you. Hopefully it won't hurt you, but you have a 3-teamer, I believe, or a 3-fighter, I should say. So hopefully that will do you more good than harm.
Hey, this week it's gonna be a good matchup, some good matchups this weekend.
All right, well, enjoy the fights, and we'll talk to you soon, and good luck.
All right, thanks a lot, brother.
All right, talk to you later.
All right, see you.
Okay, so there you have it. Those are our picks for UFC 224. Again, going down this Saturday, May 12th, 2018 in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Let's get right into the parlay of the night. I'm going to be reading those off. Let's start with all due respect to the King Sega Genesis. He's going to take Marcus Perez and Amanda Nunes. That's a 2-fighter parlay. So again, his risk is going to be either win or lose 10 points. Next up is Mr. Willie J. He's going to take Amanda Nunes, lyoto Machida, and Jacare Souza. So that's a 3-team parlay. Again, that risk is going to be 15 points. So last but not least, myself, Rant and Rich, I'm going to take Warley Alves, John Linacre, and Amanda Nunes. That's a 3-fighter parlay. And that's going to be worth, again, risk 15 points. All right, so that's going to do it for the show. We have our picks in, we have our parlays in. I hope you guys enjoyed. Again, always thanks for watching. Enjoy the fights on Saturday. And as always, Rant and Rich here, signing out from sunny SoCal. I'm out of here. Latest.